People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. A tele-reminder from Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telearalan ng bawat Malulenyo.
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kaakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.
Good day, Delpilarians. I am Lilian Mustajo, your teacher broadcaster for today. Welcome to Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telearalan ng bawat Malulenyo. Today is April 26, 2021, and we are going to have our lesson in this platform. Today, you are going to have another interesting lesson. This lesson will teach you how to make a stand for what you believe is morally right. I am encouraging everyone to have an active participation on our teleradio session. You can do that by using our comment box to answer questions and to give your insights about our lesson. I hope that you will stay with me up to the last part of the lesson. Let us make this discussion meaningful and worthwhile. The competency that I'm going to discuss with you in this lesson is Quarter 3, Melc 4. The objective is expressing one's beliefs, convictions based on a material viewed. The specific objective is make a stand on the material viewed. Okay, so let us have our reminders before we have the lesson. Number 1, use only one gadget during the telecasts. Number 2, listen intently to the teacher broadcaster and the lesson. And number 3, use chat box for your participation in the discussion. So let me ask you, how do you feel today? Are you excited or happy? I want you to look at this picture very closely and tell me what you see. What do you see in the picture? Where can you see what is in the picture? What kind of scenario does the picture show? So what you saw in the picture are judge, people, witness sitting in the witness stand. And where can you see it? Inside the courtroom. And what scenario is that? It's a courtroom scene. How does the picture of a courtroom scene make you feel? So these are the possible emotions that you could feel whenever you see a courtroom scene. You could be nervous, afraid, scared, sad, depressed, panicked, unsafe, or even stressed. Those are all normal emotions for someone to feel whenever they see pictures or watch courtroom scene, and even more when they actually experience being in a courtroom. Let me show you again another picture. Look at it very closely and tell me what you see. That's right. The picture shows a man being arrested by a policeman. How would you feel if someone in the family experienced the same thing? Yes, definitely. It will be a scary and traumatic experience for someone as young as you if you got to see and experience that. Have you experienced being accused of something that you did not do and never thought of doing? How did it make you feel? What did you do to prove your innocence? Are you familiar with these pictures? Where can you find them? Can you name them? What about these two pictures? And these last two pictures? Now, let us see if your answers are correct. The first picture is a balance scale. The second picture is a gavel. The third picture is a judge. Next is a secretary. Next is a defendant or accused. And the last picture is a complainant. Did you get all the answers correctly? Well, I hope so. Are you ready for the next activity? Okay, let us answer this activity. Match courtroom personnel in column A with the synonyms in column B and with the dictionary meaning in column C. These are the first two set of words. In column A is a courtroom personnel, column B is the synonymous words, and in column C is the dictionary meaning. You are given 15 seconds to answer this. These are the next set of words. You are given again 15 seconds to answer this. Okay, let us see if your answers are correct. Number 1, letter B, Roman numeral number 2. Number 2, letter A, Roman numeral number 1. Number 3, letter E, Roman numeral number 4. Number 4, letter C, Roman numeral number 5. And number 5, letter D, Roman numeral number 3. Did you get all the answers correctly? Now let's go back to our vocabulary words. Number 1 is judge. Synonymous word is mediator, a person who is in charge of a court of law. Number 2 is a secretary. Synonymous word is clerk, an official in an organization who is responsible for writing notes and sending letters. Number 3 is a complainant, or the synonymous word is accuser, a person who makes a formal complaint in a law court that have been harmed by someone else. Number 4 is defendant. Synonymous word is offender, a person in a court of law who is accused of having done something wrong. And number 5 is stenographer. Synonymous word is transcriber, a person who does shorthand in an office or records speech using a special machine in a court. Now, those are additional words to your bank of vocabulary. What do you think is the meaning of this quotation? Justice delayed, justice denied. I know you have a lot of ideas about this quotation. So when we say justice delayed, justice denied, this simply means that the victim or victims of crime and those accused of crime deserve access to speedy trial and hopefully a resolution. Justice needs to be fast because each day a victim or an accused lives without justice is a burden and causes pain to both sides. What are the words closely related to the quotation? We have here a pool of words. So we have complainant, teacher, toys, cook, culprit, case, children, lawyer, jury, judge, gavel, charge, house, evidence, table, witness, laptop, and investigation. There are 10 words related to the quotation. Write as many words as you can. You are given 30 seconds to answer this activity. Now let us see if we get all the 10 words correctly. We have complainant, culprit, case, lawyer, jury, gavel, evidence, witness, investigation, and judge. Did you get all the 10 words correctly? Do you already know what the lesson is all about? Well, let's find out if what you have in mind is right. The story that you're about to listen is an example of a person accused of something that he did not do. How he defended himself is for you to find out. The title of the story is My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. There was a family that lived in a small town on the island of Luzon. Their father's farm had been destroyed in 1898 by one of the Philippine flood. They had a very rich neighbor with 2 children that seldom came out of the house. The rich neighbor had a tall house that his children could look in the window of their house and watch the farmer's children played, slept, or ate when they had food to eat. The rich man's servant usually cooked special food and the children smelled the yummy aroma of the food. They always stayed in the window to smell the spirit of the food. Then days passed and the rich man's children got thin and anemic, while the happy children got robust and full of life. One day, the rich neighbor looked at them one by one, the sisters and brothers, and then he banged down the window and immediately shut all the windows. From that day, they never saw the children again. The windows of the neighbor's house were always closed, but still, they can smell the aroma of the food the servants were cooking. One morning, a policeman from the Presidencia came to their house with a sealed paper. The rich man had filed a complaint against them. The father went to the town clerk and asked what was the complaint all about. He was told that the rich man claimed that they had been stealing the spirit of his wealth and food. The judge asked if the father had a lawyer with him, and the father replied that he did not need one. The lawyer of the rich man started with a question. The father agreed that they inhaled the spirit of the food. He also agreed that his children grew strong, while the rich man's children grew thin and pale. He asked if he could see the complainant's children. Then, the children arrived shyly in the courtroom, looking thin and pale. The father asked the judge if he could examine the complainant. Then the judge let him. He asked questions to the complainant and they agreed on all of it. The father walked across the room of the hall with the judge's permission. In his hand is a hat full of coins. The sweet tinkle of the coins carried beautifully in the courtroom. The spectators looked at it with wonder. The father asked the complainant if he heard the spirit of the money. The complainant answered yes. The father then said that they are paid. The rich man tried to talk, but then he fell on the floor without a sound, and his lawyer rushed to his side. The judge pounded his gavel and said that the case was dismissed. The father asked the judge if he wanted to hear his family laugh. The judge agreed to hear it, and then they started laughing until their heart out started with the sister. The rest followed, but the judge was the loudest of them all. Now, let us see how well you understand the situation of the accused in the story. Why did the narrator's family live in the town? How did the family of the farmer differ from the family of the rich man? What did they do when the rich man's servants were frying and cooking? So, why did they live in the town? Because the father's farm had been destroyed. What's the difference between the two families? The family members of the farmer played and sang in the sun, while the rich man's family members seldom came out of the house. What did they do while the servants of the rich man were frying and cooking? They hung about and inhaled all the wonderful smell of the food into their beings. What was the rich man's accusation against the father? What could be the reason why the father filled the straw hat with centavo pieces? What lessons did the rich man learn from the experience? So, what was the accusation? He said that the family had been stealing the spirit of his wealth and food for years. Why did the father fill his hat with centavo coins? Because he wanted to pay the complainant with the sweet tinkle of the coins. And what lesson did the rich man learn from the experience? That money cannot buy everything, especially contentment and happiness. Now, let me give you points to ponder. These are the things that we all have to remember. In a society where one dreams of equality, the main issue is that the majority rules but the rights of the minority are protected. Everyone has the right to speak and be heard. Everyone has equal rights and responsibilities in exercising one's beliefs or conviction. Everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Everyone has to step forward and fight for that right. This allows everyone to overcome obstacles when it arrives because they have a strong belief in what they are doing, regardless of the struggles and challenges they face along the way. Personal convictions are a set of our beliefs that determine what you believe to be right and wrong. It drives your behavior and actions in every decision involving right and wrong. It determines your response to other people's culture, including both your actions and emotions. Now, it's your turn to make a stand and defend your side. Let us have this activity. Read each question carefully and answer it as honestly as you can. Number 1. What do you think of the accusation against the father? Number 2. If you were the judge, what would be your judgment? Number 3. If you were the father, would you do the same? Why? Number 4. Why did the judge dismiss the case? And number 5. What lessons did the rich man learn from the experience? You can give your answers to this activity to your English subject teacher. For your assessment, I'm going to give you a specific scenario for this activity. Let us see what you're going to do if you are in this situation. Given a situation, make a stand and defend yourself. You are an honor student. Your teachers and classmates look up to you and admire you. In one of your periodical examinations, you are accused of cheating during the test. Your grades and your reputation are now being questioned. What will you do to defend yourself? Write a short paragraph stating your own stand about the accusation thrown at you and defend your side. You can give your answer to this activity to your English subject teacher. That ends our lesson for today. I hope that you learned something in this lesson that you can use or apply in real life. Thank you for watching and for your active participation in all the activities. Please watch again for our next lesson here at Teleradyo Marcelo, ang telearalan ng bawat Malolenyo. This is again Mrs. Lilian M. Mostajo. Stay home, stay safe. Let me end this session by saying, your rights end where the rights of others begin. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!
Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Makinig, manood, nasa teleradyo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Sa gitna ng mapanubok na panahon, magkahatid sa kaakibat ay diskusyon. Sama-sama tayo, kahit magkalayo. Sa programang ito, tiyak ang pagkatuto. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo. Teleradyo, Teleradyo Marcelo.